Hello YouTube, this is Asiel by de here recording with Enrique Batista CulebraLibre, my
Hey.
godson. And today we're going to talk about cascarilla or Efun and different uses that we have for this particular object or
Substance.
substance, yes, in Orisha and some of the magical uses that it has been given throughout the years. So first of all, it is used in ceremonies. This is a must-have in all of Orisha ceremonies. It represents purity. It represents Obadala. It represents tranquility. It represents protection. It represents mental clarity, wisdom, old age, death. It represents well, that's all I can think of right now. Can't think of anything else, but that's a lot of things that it represents. It's very important. In tongue or in Yoruba, it's called Efun, E-F-U-N. In Spanish, it's called cascarilla, and in English, it's called powdered eggshells. There you go. This is how it usually comes. It comes with like this little paper thing, paper cup, and it's just like a thing, like a chunk of it. And it's pulverized. This is its pulverized version, but it's usually sold like this, very hard. It's just packed. You just break it up and it pulverizes very easily. So anyways, Enrique is going to tell us some of the magical uses for cascarilla, which are
Well, I want to say first that if you're getting charged $4 a pop for one of these, you're getting ripped off because this shit is like 25 cents for 4 of them.
yes, they're not that expensive.
And I've seen some people online selling that shit for $4, and I'm like,
they're not expensive here in Miami.
Yeah.
Obviously in other places.
But I mean, find an online shop from Miami.
Yeah. $4 is a lot of money for these things.
Or make your own too. Like you just gotta take the broken eggshells and then take off the little thin like membrane from the inside, and you just wash it off and dry it, and then you can powder it up.
Yep. I've made my own before. It'll just look like this. It's harder to get it in this consistency.
Yeah, and you can I like to use it for a lot of things. You can use it with like espiritismo and shit, I mean stuff. You can use it to like draw lines on the floor for protection. You can also draw symbols on the doorways. I like to, if I'm sleeping and I hear, or like sometimes I get, let's call them visitations from like my muertos. If they wake me up, I like to light them a candle. But if I feel that it's a negative spirit coming in, I like to mark myself with a cascarilla and cleanse myself, and then light a candle. You can add it to baths for cleansing, with like perfume, herbs, essential oils, stuff like that. You can use it in powders if you're doing specifically like a cleansing or protecting powder. I wouldn't use it for powders that don't have like those types of qualities intended for them.
Yes. Cascarilla should never be used for anything negative. Cascarilla is not a negative energized object. So it's not an object that carries any form of negative energy related to it. For example, a candle can be a white candle and can be used in a curse, or it can be used as an offering or for a healing, whereas cascarilla can only be used for sacred purposes. It's not to be used for any type of damage against anyone or anything like that, which regardless, none of you should be doing either way. So you can use cascarilla, like he said, to mark doorways, let's say in front of your house, so that doorways will not be unprotected, so that spirits can walk in, or negative spirits or energies. You can draw symbols. Let's say you're drawing something on the floor, or you're drawing something on a wall, like let's say a pentacle for protection, you can write it with cascarilla. You know, on the mat we usually make a symbol when we're doing our readings, which represents the world. So that will be a form of anointing, or I'm sorry, a form of using it as chalk, or to write with it. You know, he said in baths you would add it to the water of the bath as part of the ingredients. Let's say you would have your bucket with water, with cascarilla, with some perfumes or something like that, and you're doing a cleansing bath. In powder forms, like he was saying, cascarilla would again be used for protective powders or for cleansing powders, and you would just add it as an ingredient, or in this form obviously powdered up. Can you think of anything else that we spoke about? Can't think of any other uses at this moment that I might want to share with you guys, but anything?
Well, if you're making a powder, I definitely suggest, if you're using essential oils, to add it after the essential oils have dried, because if you're using a base like rice powder or baby powder or starch or something, they tend to work better because cascarilla tends to soak it up and clump together if you're using essential oils. So that's something I would watch out for if you're making a powder. But yeah, I think baths definitely, drawing symbols, even if you're just doing it on like brown paper bags, because I mean, I don't know where y'all live, but we have tile floors here for the most part.
Yeah, on a tile floor, if it's white, obviously, like mine, you can't see a cascarilla, so you would have to use something like this, or a brown paper bag, like he's saying. Those are surfaces that you can see it very well. I like to use, when it comes to magic and things like that, I like to use a terracotta plate that I have, and on the terracotta plate, cascarilla looks beautiful, like the contraction between the colors is nice. For those of you who are visual witches like me and like to see witchy things. So anyways, so this is cascarilla, Efun. Hope you guys have learned something about it. Again, 25 cents is usually what it costs per, per thingy. 25 cents in different places. It's more expensive in other places, but anyways, if you guys know any other uses for cascarilla that I may not have mentioned and he forgot to mention too, please let us know, and we will just see you guys in the next video. Ache, ache, acheto.